Is storytelling healing? In a way, yeah, but short answer, somewhat, but not really. So what's actually going on in the mind and the body? Because say you go to a counselor or a psychologist, hey, it has the word psycho in it. What do they attract? Yeah, exactly. So we're going through our stuff, we're talking through our stories, all of our yucky gunk. Okay, important to get it out, we get catharsis, we feel fantastic. I've done a bunch of it, and then later on I realised that the only reason why I was actually expanding and growing where everyone else in spiritual groups that I was around weren't. They're actually getting worse. Much, much worse. And aging fast. And I'm like, wow, what are you doing? Look at me, I'm doing fantastic. I'm telling you how to do it. Pay attention. But you're unable to when they're in shit. And so how many, especially guys seem to be much more aware of it than girls do, is if you go to see a psychologist or a counsellor, okay, you're dealing with your stories, you feel good for say 2 or 3 days because you got it out, because it's been like, you're feeling full and you want to burst with it. But then 3 or 4 days later, are those thoughts back again? Yeah, generally. Pretty much, almost all the time. But if the mind says, oh no, I've done that work because I talked about it, well, have you got to the cause? Have you? Like, have those thoughts and those feelings and those attractions and relationships and those thought patterns that are still there, but you're choosing not to see it? Hasn't really worked then, has it? And you can go through your story. The majority of people, especially Kaffers, they're big body types and they're walking parasite colonies, are constantly storytelling their entire lives. Never actually connecting with anyone. Never actually actively listening. Which, of course, if you've got a thyroid problem, you don't even know that you're storytelling because you can't perceive anything below. And you can't hear. Their senses are just not working because they're responsible for all of the lower centers in the metabolism. And if they're not working, they're buzzing around, then the buzzing around story is going out. Take that American tourist that's always, got that striped polo shirt with the camera and bouncing off. Tells the same life story in the first 5 minutes to everybody. And you can't even interrupt because, well, you can interrupt, but they don't like it because they're on a roll and they're in the story. It's the same roll. It's the same thing every time. So, what's the cause of this? What's in the body? First of all, the counsellor or psychologist, whoever it is, how do they feel after the session? You feel great because you got it all out. They have to take your stuff. And we hope, it's very rare that they actually know that they're doing that, and they have the practices to deal with it themselves. Because they've got to deal with their own stuff. If they haven't done that, you just chock loading them on top of them, then they feel full and overloaded, and you're not going to really want to help you anymore if you just tell them stories constantly. So what's going on in the body? Because the mind is just a receptionist that people seem to be totally stuck in for the body. Endocrine glands, chakra system, nervous system. That's how thoughts work, right? Easy enough. And the thing is, because the only reason I know this stuff is because I had to learn and grow and get through it, is you only really get the causes when you're on the third eye, because it's the sixth dimension, because it's the frequencies that go up into the body. So those times in the shower or when you're relaxed and stuff just pops in going, oh, I did that because my dad did it as a dad pattern, or I was sad at my mom and I've been doing that with my relationships with women, or whatever it is for you. It's generally pretty standard stuff for each human. It's just the stories distort it that little bit to think that, oh no, I'm special and different, because the mind separates. People such as myself and anyone who's at a high level realize that they're general trends in human behavior. All of them are, really. And they're vibrational. So, people of this body type and this vibration who haven't improved their gut and their health and their nutrition and all the different things we can to improve ourselves, say these stories. Or they talk these stories. Same concepts, same symbolism, slightly different context, slightly different environment, but same. Really is. So the causes. Oh, so yeah, when you get those aha moments in the shower and whenever it pops in, that's when your frequencies have gone up. And hopefully I've got it. And then when say you did half an hour of meditation and you started realizing that, oh man, I shouldn't have yelled at that person, and then you're coming from a better place. Instead of yelling at it again, you'll come down and go, oh, sorry, bro, I was a bit off, stuff going on in my world. Fantastic, take responsibility. But the cause of it is always an imbalance in the body, because the body is homeostasis process is always trying to heal itself. So if we've got virus A here and we're only able to get to that spot, then it's distorted and has to come out. Then that comes to the brain and goes, that behavior pattern is saying you're a dopey dude. Well, you're going to recreate that story of that dopey dude, and it's going to come back with reflecting in your world as attracting dopey dudes. So, talking about it, it's handy, but doesn't actually get to the cause. What I've noticed, the reason why I grew so much, and all the friends and clients everyone around me does, is because we've opened the detoxification pathways for the body to release whatever stories have come up in the mind. So then you go through it, you flush it out, you do these, eat this, do that to fix up the body part that was there, that was the cause of it. You learn, you expand, you grow. Because there's that virus A is now being flushed out, we've now got virus B to take on. But there's whatever stories and gunk that's been in that section that has been the expansive part has to come to the brain. That might be childhood stories, stored memories, I got pissed over that person, I shouldn't have said that, hang on, what was that? That was 20 years ago I said that, and that relationship with that girl, and it went that way. And that pattern is repeated the whole time. Now you're starting to understand. Open the detoxification pathways, flow this stuff out, happens in your daily life, and then when you do the stories, it flushes out. You actually feel the expansion in the body, you get better, stronger, and sexier, and you stop getting sick. Because how many times has someone gone through a spiritual process and then got sick straight away? Yeah, because they've released gunk in their body without the detoxification pathways open to flush it out. There's very few people actually know how to do that. So then they get stuck, and then they do the same virus A. Virus A dopey dude, virus A dopey dude, virus A dopey dude. Because they don't have the homeostasis and the bodily practices with a holistic lifestyle and environment around them to know what to do when they go through a process. It's like, stuff's going on in that meditation weekend, it come up, I need to get in the ocean, have a swim, and I'm going to go have a green smoothie, and maybe flush this, flush that, and go to Bikram yoga, get to sweat it all out. Works tremendously. But if the person doesn't have that around them, they can just repeat the same not good enough stories constantly over and over and over, never ever getting to the cause, because the cause is up here. This is why we have proper teachers and healers in the guru tradition, is because they can see these things, because they've gone through it. They know exactly what to do, what it is, how to fix it, so you can learn and grow and expand. Much better way to do it than trying to figure it out yourself. But that's individual choice, isn't it? So there we go, actually getting to the causes and expanding rather than just storytelling. Storytelling's not healing. Because also, it's like with your friends, right? You tell the story to your friends and they go, I can't hold on to that, that's not shit, I don't like that. They go and tell their person, I had to chat with them and they did this and said this, and it's like, meh. Then they go and that spreads. What's actually happening there is that behavioural pattern is of a parasite who needs to spread. Parasite spreading is the cause of colonization. Parasite colony needs to expand. So, energetically, spiritually, biologically, all levels, talking healing or storytelling healing doesn't stack up. Helpful, definitely. But, if it's not releasing in the body, then it's just going to get stuck, and we're going to keep doing it again, and we're going to get stagnant and frustrated, and a lot of people get off the path because they're not getting the consistent results, because they're not doing the right things, so they don't know how to do it. Because of course, when your perception, you're going through your stuff, it's like having a cloud here, and then we've got, this vine here and this vine here, and then, well, everything's in front of us, and we don't see clearly. But luckily, as the song says, I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. All of the dark clouds have disappeared. Yes, I'm not much of a singer, but we have a go anyway, because it's fun. So, there you go. Hopefully that was helpful. Detox pathways, flush them out, and, talking healing. Helpful, but minimal.